City Matters.
Welcome back to the Fog of War and Humanity. I'm your host, Richard Acritelli. We're on our 5th episode with Clarence Simpson. We had an unbelievable afternoon talking about a little of everything from his childhood in the city to coming out to Long Island to being a Suffolk Community College kid for a little while to going into the service to Vietnam and then his time working that he thoroughly enjoyed. What's another joy that you have in terms of working with veterans? What group are you belong to?
Well, I belong to the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 11, Suffolk County, New York. I joined the group, I couldn't tell you, probably 18, 20 years ago. I'm vice president under the direction and leadership of Richie Kitson, who's our president and co-founder. It's been my second calling.
Yeah.
This group of veterans, we have a total of 561, I believe, active membership.
Is that just in Suffolk County?
Suffolk County.
Wow.
Yes, it was strictly Suffolk County. And our motto again is, never again will one generation of veteran abandon another. As you know, what we went through when we got home and how,
And you felt that, right? It was probably impossible not to, right?
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You never really spoke about it.
Yeah.
Well, where you were, what your military.
Did anybody say anything like really any derogatory, negative, nasty stuff to you personally?
No, not at all.
Or you just tried to keep the military in the background?
I kept the military in the background. I know my mom, when I came home, she wanted me to join the American Legion out east, but they said it wasn't a war. And so it wasn't admitted.
Yeah, the VFW too, right? It wasn't until, the late 70s, early 80s, right?
Well, now we're the commanders.
Yeah.
But we were branded as...
That's a real slap in the face.
Yeah, baby killers and dope addicts and so forth.
Considering you had 59,000 soldiers get killed, right?
Yeah.
And
not only 59,000 killed, plus the amount of injury, mental, physical, that we suffer and have suffered since we've been home, since the end of the war.
Where once the war kind of left, that was it. The government they didn't try to look backward to help the veterans, right?
And some veterans are still fighting for benefits, still fighting for recognition.
Like I know Mr. Kitson, he gives a speech when I do the Veterans Day for my school, and he goes, well, we weren't all druggies, and we weren't all this, and we weren't all that.
Right.
We actually were in the field longer than Korean and World War II veterans. And
Richie is the type of person, I'll tell you, the first time I met Richie, and I told Richie this also, the first time I met Richie, I met the former president, late president, Billy Bessler. I went to school with Billy. And Billy invited me to come to one of the meetings. And Richie and Billy, president, vice president, are sitting up at the front desk there, table. And I'm saying to myself, I ain't coming back here. This guy's crazy. I said, this guy's a nut. And then I look again.
A lot of energy, right?
Then I end up coming back again.
Yeah, sure.
And I said, this is not for me. This is not for me. No Robert's rules.
Yeah.
He's just a renegade, So next thing you know, I'm back again. Then I have a breakfast with Richie and Billy. And they welcome me and so forth and so on. But Richie Kitson's the type of person, is the person that I would rather be in a foxhole with. Rich and I...
One of the loyalest human beings you'll ever come across.
We're attached to the hip now.
Yeah.
He and I are attached to the hip, and you ever love a person
He's your brother.
Yeah.
And you guys are an interesting group.
Yeah.
You're black.
Yeah.
He's Irish.
Yeah.
Mel's Jewish.
Yeah.
Frank D'Aversa is Italian.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, it's just...
You have women in the group.
Yeah. Richie and I've seen, just to give you a quick overview of what we do as a chapter and how Richie's a person that pretty much started what we do. First, we have the Incarcerated Vet Program that Richie and Mel and Ralph Zanchelli started.
Frank D'Aversa too, right?
Yeah, well, Frank and I came on board about 10 to 12 years ago, but they started this around 28, 30 years ago, the Incarcerated Vet Program. Then Frank and I and Ralph Zanchelli, 15 years ago, we started the Vets Court, Suffolk County Veterans.
Did that reach into other states where you guys kind of set an example of this, or did it get stronger in this state?
We probably modeled after New York.
Yeah.
By, I forgot the judge's name upstate, up in Buffalo. We modeled it after him. And then.
Oh, so he had one up there?
Yes, he had one up there, a judge up there. And we've been to two of his seminars. We also do...
What's the biggest problem that you see with veterans, whether it's your group of veteran, a Vietnam veteran, or the war on terror veteran today? What's a problem that you guys try to work with veterans who seem to get in a little bit of trouble?
Right now, with the veterans nowadays is DWIs, DWIs, and also substance abuse. And that's what we're working with as mentors.
Wow.
We do mentor them. We get them into the veterans program with the help of Eric Bruno, a social worker that does strictly veterans justice outreach.
Yeah.
Excuse me, just veterans outreach. So we work with them. And our success rate is probably about 97% now, because most of these veterans, opposed to when we first started, are making it into a great rehabilitation program and getting back into society.
And that's a good...
Yeah, and we not only work with these young kids also. I mean, World War II vets, Korean War vets, Vietnam vets, peacetime vets. We work with everybody.
What's the biggest satisfaction that you have in terms of dealing with a program like that? It's a pretty strong program.
Well, the biggest satisfaction I have is, give you an example. I was in Stop and Shop, and I'm on Register 7, and then somebody yelling at me on Register 1 online there says, yo, hey man, yo. And I turn over and I said, me? He said, yeah, you. I said, what? Oh, you know me from the jail. And I said, oh, God, I know you from the jail. I said, who is this guy? But what happened, he was one of the kids in the jail that we mentored, and he pushes his shopping cart in front of my register, and he says, hey, man, he says, I got a good job. Finally got a truck, and I'm a minister in my church.
I turn it around.
Thanks so much, man. Thank you so much. That's what makes you feel good. Or when I'm walking through the tunnel or out in the parking lot at the VA, and a veteran, and this happens weekly, a veteran walks up and says, hey, man, thank you, guys. I really thank you. How's Judge Toomey doing? Yeah. You know, tell him I said hi. One of my mentees, what's his name? He really had a problem, a substance abuse problem. I mean, really bad. But now he's in his, he's got to be at least 8-10 years now with FDNY.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's got a family going. So it's things like that, you know, that makes you feel really good inside. And
you draw on, I mean, Clarence, you're very positive, man. Right? You're older now. You have a lot of experiences. You've been around a lot of different groups of people, right? Yeah. I mean, just look at your life. You go from Harlem, from the city, out to Manorville.
The biggest melting pot in the world.
Yeah. Well, you're like a fish out of water out there, right? But you know, like, I could just tell that you figured it out. You know, you work
And
well with, you know, you just, you
like
can
I said,
adapt, you know?
My family, both paternal and maternal side, have always been like the United Nations, and that's how we were raised.
Yeah.
You know, we were raised. I mean, my sisters are still doing the same thing, helping somebody do something. One sister's a retired teacher, 37 years. The other sister just retired as a psych at Stony Brook. My brother, he was a real estate plus investment firms.
You guys were all successful, hardworking.
Yeah, the one thing is that we all took time to help somebody. My daughter's the same way. We're always helping someone, always.
When you're with the guys, right, with the green jackets,
Yeah.
what do you laugh at the most? So what do you like when you guys are together?
We laugh at each other.
Yeah.
And laugh at ourselves.
Yeah, as you're getting older,
Yeah,
and right?
yeah.
And do you ever talk about any of the stories from, years ago or anything
No,
like that?
not really.
No?
No, we don't really. We just, and that's what I think the key is. But if you have a problem, we can do it one-on-one.
Yeah.
But or if somebody else will help us, and that's where Kitson comes in, because he'll drop whatever he's doing
To help you.
to help you.
Yeah.
And then I've a very good friend of mine that I grew up with. He's going through some tough times. He's broken hip, knee replacement, so forth. And his wife said something to me a few weeks ago when I went by to visit him that still sticks with me. She says, "At least you got the vets."
Yeah.
I got the vets.
You have your one family on one side, and the vets is another
Yeah.
family on another side. You're
Yeah.
very fortunate.
Yeah, I'm very.
There's
fortunate.
people out there that don't have.
I know.
They're 0 for 2. They don't have family. They don't have.
That's right. And I'm very fortunate because I got these guys. And whenever we want to talk about something, we can do one-on-one, or if somebody needs help, we always know who can help, or we know somebody that knows somebody. It's a sphere of influence.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And you get back with a couple phone numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
You like the therapeutic side of it too, in terms of talking it out and
Yeah.
looking at the big picture, right? And
A lot of good things with this chapter. We're recognized for the good things by the district attorney, by the sheriff, by the police commissioner, by the congressman, and all politicians. And I think that's really good.
Yeah.
It's really one of our biggest things is the Long Island State Veterans Home, which we support. And which
I've had
us.
Fred Skenga here. He spoke.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah. He loves you guys.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, sharp. He's
I'm on his board of advisors with
Cognitori, right?
Cognitori, yeah.
Is Mel Cohen on that too?
Yeah, Mel's on it too, yeah.
You're now with all those guys came before you, and you let those guys know. The other guys.
Well, Fred walks up to me one day and he says, "You got to do the podcast."
Yeah,
He's tapping me on the shoulder. You got to do the podcast.
It's a good thing, and we'll get Mr. Kitson here and a couple more.
Yeah, I'll work
other
on
members
I'm
there.
Richard. I'll work with Richie.
Yeah, we'll take him to the diner after.
Yeah.
So, but Clarence, thank you very much for coming down.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you, Mark.
We had a great day today. We have a lot of very good days up here, and we're just very thankful for Clarence, for his military service, welcome home, and for everything that he has done for friends, for family members, and for his fellow veterans. Thank you for being with us today here on the Fog of War and Humanity on hmTv.